Tomorrow morning, we will be getting on a plane and embarking to the East Coast of the United States of America. We will be going to a place called Annapolis, Maryland, which is one of our favorite places on the East Coast to visit, and we'll be going to New York City. We have some steps to take care of before tomorrow, as always. It's always a mad dash to get everything, ready to leave. This is every piece of major gear that we use on a daily basis. This is not necessarily everything that's going to go in the bag to come with us to the East Coast. We're going to have to downsize. Now, you may notice that we have a banana. He is a placeholder for the camera I'm holding in my hand right now, which is the A7 Mark III. He's very handsome. I chose the bed because it is one of, if not the only surface in the house that we can fit all this crap on. So from left to right, bottom to top, we have a lens. We have a 24-70 f4 Zeiss lens. We have a 50mm f1.8 lens. We have a Sony a6400 with a 24-70 f2.8 lens on it. Fantastic lens made by G Master. It's G Master lens. We have the a6500. This is a sort of a backup camera for us at this point. It took us a long time to get this many cameras. We have the Mophie. The Mophie is incredibly important. The peace of mind that comes from carrying one of these in your bag cannot be underestimated. We have our podcasting setup. We have two SM7Bs and a Zoom H6. We have the drone setup here, very important. That will probably come with us because you can always do a lot with the drone in any sort of situation that involves outside. GoPro 360 Fusion, suction mount, very handy. We have a GorillaPod. I hate this thing. We have this guy from Manfrotto. I love this thing. We have a chest mount, or a chesty, from GoPro for the GoPro Hero 7, which I will strap to my chest for my photo walk videos, and we also have this lovely handy tripod for the GoPro. And also, one cannot forget the large Manfrotto tripod. Manfrotto tripod that the camera is currently sitting on. Most of this gear is going to come with us. Not all, but most. Which brings me to one of the major focal points of this video. We want to share with you the things that we can't leave and travel without, or else we'll die. Christina's in the kitchen working on some client work. Christina, how's it coming?
It is going swimmingly. I'm actually done with client work. Come.
Oh, fantastic.
I spent most of the day writing out contracts and such, and right now what I'm doing is I'm downloading footage for that Creative Life podcast because we're going to be on the road and I don't know how reliable the Wi-Fi is. That way I don't have to stress about it and we can edit it in the plane or literally whenever.
That seems wise.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's all I have to say.
Also, Christina's been hanging these cinnamon broomsticks all around the house.
It's festive.
This morning I've been wrapping up a freelance project. Me and Christina are currently dividing our attention amongst
a lot. Freaking high five.
We're gonna do it! We're done with computer work for now. We're doing some shooting for a company that we work with. We're using this pretty crazy light that's coming in.
I'm skeptical because I have no idea how we're gonna not get shadows on everything.
Looks like there's no shadow there. This looks freaking cool.
Natural lighting is super important to us when shooting, so this weird stark light actually ended up being pretty baller, but we had to work quickly before we lost it. We shot for 3 assets, but ended up being able to make about 5 or 6 from this set. These ads played a massive role in our success in New York, and we'll be sharing that journey next week. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you know when we upload these weekly adventures. Everything that we do is designed for us to be as mobile as possible, but there are some benefits in being in a space where we can control the audio. So really all day today, aside from logistical works, we've been trying our best to capture everything that we know that we need to capture, and then so on and so forth. So we still have a couple of things to film right now. We're filming a advertisement commercial. We are not the stars in this. This is strictly for the product, for the companies that we're working with, and as well, also including, and we also have to complete a couple other videos, which is exciting. I like working under this pressure. I'm still going. James is kind of struggling, but we've still got 2 more hours left. He doesn't know it, but we're ending the day at 7. We typically end the day at 5, but James, we're ending the day at 7. Surprise?
I'm chilling at 7.
All of our beautiful natural light has gone to bed, so we finished our shoot in the kitchen. We got a really interesting shot with this decimated orange next to this bag right here. Be honest, James, you were quite skeptical on that shot. Be honest, tell the people you didn't believe in me.
I am skeptical, and I am still skeptical. We'll have to see in the edit if it plays out though, because some things can only be answered in the edit.
For the record, I answered it in the edit, and so far it is crushing, so I was right. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I don't even care if it doesn't work. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I cut the orange and then we ate the orange.
You're a bit too good with that knife for my comfort, Christina.
This is really not that sharp of a knife. I mean, it's pretty sharp, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm just kidding. We're both exhausted. It's 7 o'clock. I told James that we were gonna end at 7.
I'm supposed to be relaxing.
We're supposed to be relaxing, so I think we're gonna call it a day. And tomorrow morning, we're going to pack our bags, and you will see what we take on a trip. An 8-day, 8 and a quarter, 8 and 4 quarter. We're gonna be traveling for the next week or so. I think it's more than 8 days. We keep about 80% of our gear with us while we travel. There are exceptions where we bring our podcasting equipment, but this trip was not one of those exceptions. So we only really needed our 2 cameras, which is the Sony a7 Mark III and the Sony a6400, along with the G Master 24-70 f2.8, the 24-70 f4, and the 16-35 f4. The mic that we always use when we're out filming is the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. That's the one that you don't have to turn on when you start recording. It just does it by itself, and we have a nice wind muff and or dead cat that lives on top of that microphone because wind is the devil. James keeps loads of tea in his book bag because that's been his jam lately, along with his GoPro and chesty mount for his photo walks.
I switched over to a 24-70 f2.8.
I'll have a link to our overall kit and our travel specific kit in the description below if you're interested. Next week, join us for our first video on the East Coast where we meet some of the most talented people on YouTube in our opinion. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new around here, and we will see you in the next video.